Here you are.
Here we are. Here you are. Here we are.
Curt and Jen in the morning. This is our podcast, pod/video cast. And yeah, thank you for joining us 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We have a brand new program for you. Please like, follow, subscribe, all of the above. And what about the show today, Jen?
So much. We have a new phrase called, or it's clocked it. And we're going to tell you what it means when teenagers say that. And Kristen Bell has a pasta eating hack that I already knew about, and I'm super excited.
Going to share that. Something that could replace reading glasses. That's good. Also, there is a word that senior citizens want to cancel.
Do you know what that word is? Curt, did you see it?
I suspect I know what it is. Okay. And if it is what I think it is, then I agree.
Oh, interesting. Okay. The one thing someone could bring you that would instantly cheer you up. Such great answers. That was our question of the day.
And money was not allowed to be an answer. So we did that. Top office distractions broken down by generation, along with Elton John had.
He did.
Elton John had his own body parts made into jewelry.
He did. And you told me that we had to talk about this because Mel Brooks came out and said, "This is the best line I've ever written."
And all of his movies over all the years, he's got a best line. You tried to make me guess it, and I was wrong. But I had the right movie.
Okay, interesting. All right, what did you? Okay, yeah, we'll go.
Mariners on fire. 10 games in a row. Wins.
Go M's. Yeah, 10 wins in a row, and Cal Raleigh breaks Mickey Mantle's record for the most home runs in a season by a switch hitter. He hit 2 of them last night.
So that first one, he beat Mickey Mantle's record when he hit number 55. And then he hit another home run, number 56, and that ties another record, which is Ken Griffey Jr.'s record for number of home runs in a single season.
That's so awesome.
I know. That guy is unstoppable. So 2 games behind the Tigers. They are leading in the ML West, right? The AL West, rather, and they're 2 games behind the Tigers. That doesn't make sense.
Because I think the Tigers are in a different.
I see. Okay.
There's something about it where if they can pass the Tigers and they're 2 games back, then that means they'll get a bye in the first week of the playoffs. The Mariners will, and they'll have home field advantage.
Okay. That is an important distinction then.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. We also, there's usually on on Tuesday nights, we're going to Sean O'Donnell's for a trivia, right?
I know. And this time you could not go. Last night,
at the very last minute, I had a friend that called and said, "Hey, we've got Storm tickets for tonight. Seattle Storm playoff tickets. The playoffs have started." So the Storm played the Las Vegas Aces last night. We talk about a close game and nail biter. It was the second game, best of 3 in this first round here.
So they had to win this one because they were already down a game.
They had to win this one, exactly. And they did, 76-73, which was not only cool to watch, but they had bounced back from a massive loss. I think that the game before, the first game, this is, like I said, this is the second game in the series. The game prior, they lost like 107-75. I mean, it was a creaming, I guess. Yeah, they don't have the other score on here, but
so awesome. 76-73.
It was down to the last seconds and a last second bucket. And I have a favorite Storm player now, name of Gabby Williams. You got to have a favorite player, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was really, really something. Thanks to Jessica, your old coworker Jessica, who also shares Kraken tickets with us. She said, and they were right there in the Wa Fed Club. So.
My gosh, you guys are living the high life. Oh, I haven't seen Jessica forever.
Yeah, and it was something that I'm like, okay, well, the free tickets, I'll go. And I like, sports in general. So, but the crowd was really into it. The crowd was amazing. And yeah, that was a really fun night. Plus the win doesn't hurt either, right?
Storm games. I mean, I think Seattle sports teams do it upright. They do it upright.
It was, nonstop, music and yeah, exactly. So it was something.
Did you go with Jessica?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was there. Oh, that's awesome.
Myself and Dana and Jessica all went together. I'm sorry, I was looking for this thing that I had thought I'd put in here.
And did you find
Uh,
it?
uh, I'll get there. Will I? Maybe not. Okay, let's move on to the next story, which is not a very happy story.
No, I couldn't believe when I saw this.
Go
Robert
for it.
Redford died at 89 years old yesterday. It was yesterday, right? That he passed away. No, I'm forgetting.
I believe it was yesterday, exactly.
The Oscar-winning director of Ordinary People and star of countless iconic films like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and All the President's Men died in his home in Utah, surrounded by those he loved. That's what his publicist said. He was considered one of the greatest actors in history, right?
And then he did so many things behind the camera. I mean, he formed the Sundance Institute, and this, of course, every year the Sundance Film Festival is huge. So I have my favorite Robert Redford movie line.
You do? What is it?
It's this one.
Well, that ought to do it.
Think you used enough dynamite there, Butch?
They blow up the train car, and there's way too much dynamite. It blows at the smithereens, and Redford goes, "You think you used enough dynamite there, Butch?" So that was, yeah, that's a big loss too.
Yeah, that is. He was a good one, and so handsome too.
I liked them in The Sting. That was a fun one as well. I mean, there's too many to list. All the President's Men, as you said. So, so yeah, that was. But 89.
It's a good life.
That's a pretty good run there for Robert Redford, I have to say.
So I read this and I'm like, I read the headline and I'm like, I bet I know what she does. And it says Kristen Bell has a hack to prevent weight gain from eating pasta.
She is a little stick, so she must know about a thing or two about weight gain.
So she says this hack can help stabilize your blood sugar and make you feel fuller longer and prevent overeating and weight gain. And that is that you eat some kind of salad beforehand. Well, and if it's not salad, it's Metamucil or a shot of apple cider vinegar. Basically, you want to fill your gut with like fiber to help break down the sugar that comes in, the glucose that comes in.
Right. So you can't go out and order up a salad like, a Caesar salad loaded with dressing and stuff. What she's saying is eat leafy vegetables, spinach or leafy fibrous greens before a carb heavy meal. And apparently, and then also that's when they said, okay, maybe Metamucil or a shot of apple cider vinegar. And that stabilizes things, like you said, and supposedly that should help with the weight gain.
This is a biohack that even got the approval of a registered dietitian who added that over time, stable blood sugar can lower the risk of diabetes, heart disease, insulin resistance, and obesity. And I will tell you that our good friend, Lori, who is the health coach, told me that that's one of the first things she told me when I met her, when she's talking about her healthy habits. She eats some kind of fibrous something before every meal.
And then the apple cider vinegar, I didn't even know what that was until my wife was like, "Oh yeah, you gotta this stuff does amazing things for everybody and all kinds of things." And I drank it and I was like, "This is awful. Can't do it."
Do you drink it? Do you dilute it at all?
Nope, you just pour it out of the bottle, and I mean, I suppose you can. People can do what they want.
God, that's crazy. I have not done that. I don't know about that one. Okay, well, there you go.
Have you ever had it before, the apple cider vinegar?
No, I've never drank it. I've put it out on my counter with some Dawn dish detergent to capture flies.
That's right. That's a good use for it too. Get those little gnats and stuff. So clocked it. Tell me what clocked it is.
My gosh. Okay. First of all, I would encourage you to watch this woman on TikTok. She goes by Mama Teacher 711. It is worth looking this up because she was hilarious. So it's not a brand new phrase, I guess, but it's the first time I've ever heard it.
And I was going to mention that if we're saying that this is the hip new phrase, it's been out for a while.
Yeah. So clocked it. Google says searches for it hit an all-time high. It means what you think, to notice something and make a mental note. But kids are using it in a much broader way than parents would. So She explained the different in this TikTok. She explains the different ways she's seen it used. They might say, "Your nails look nice, clocked it," or they might hear some juicy gossip and say, "Clocked that tea." And
Isn't that kind of the same as when they before them they're going nailed it? I mean, is that the?
I feel like yes, Curt.
Yeah, I'm not going to start using clocked it because I don't want to sound like an idiot. Not saying that people that do, but I would.
Using the word clock to describe something you notice isn't really new at all. Webster Dictionary, says that the first known use was almost a century ago, back in 1929. But she she gives a lot of other examples of how teenagers use it. And she's hilarious because she's like, clocked it. And she's like, it's almost like you don't use applause anymore. You use clocked it and like use the like finger motions. Clocked it, clocked it.
I'm especially not doing it now with the finger motions.
One time, Curt, clocked it.
But we're here to inform as well as entertain. So now if you want to sound like you're trying to be a hip older person using clocked it with the finger gesture, that like I don't even know what that is.
Like your thumb and one of your fingers together. Clocked it.
Okay. This is a safety tip from TikTok. Maybe you know this one already, maybe not. But what they're saying is the headline: "Don't throw burnt food directly in the trash."
And let me just tell you this. Like, why are we saying this is a TikTok safety tip? This is just a safety tip in general. And the former EMT that posted it on TikTok, that's really like, who cares that it's on TikTok?
Right, because this is what I thought the story was when I saw the headline, and I can't believe this is something they have to tell people. Basically, it's saying if you throw burnt food directly in the trash, guess what? It's possibly hot and it can start a fire. Now, I just assumed everybody knew that if something is burnt from being on fire, it's going to be hot, at least at first. But apparently...
And it's like the match, right? You don't throw the match in the garbage right away. You either put it in some cold water or you let it sit there after you've lit it.
Mm-hmm. That's how it cools off, so it's safe to put someplace.
Duh.
All right, so I'm just going to go with the last line of this. So the next time you burn something, let it cool down before you toss it. This, honestly, I can't believe that this is something that people have to be told. Then double check the trash can 10 to 20 minutes later. Make sure you got no fire exploding there in your kitchen.
Now you know.
Now we know too.
This is groundbreaking news right here. Wendy is switching to shredded iceberg lettuce in burgers instead of their holy lettuce. What do you think about
the deal is?
What do you think?
They used to use the what was that lettuce they used before? Oh, romaine, right? Whole leaf romaine.
Yeah. Now they're going to use shredded iceberg, which I'm a fan of, like shredded lettuce.
You know why? Because it's crunchy, and I think that is part of the enjoyment. I know people say there's no nutritional value in iceberg lettuce. Okay, that's true. But I just like it because it's crunchy.
In your mouth.
That's right. That's right. So, and romaine lettuce has got some crunch to it as well. Anyway, this says Wendy says that change was made to improve lettuce consistency and maintain a reliable supply. The romaine before was hand leafed at each location, while the shredded iceberg lettuce will arrive prepared in bags.
And they're going to add it to their burgers and their chicken sandwiches, but this will not affect their salads, which will continue to be prepared with romaine or spring mix. So not to worry there.
You're still safe at Wendy's.
Yes.
I wonder if people even notice the difference.
I know. I think I would. I like shredded lettuce.
And true. They I always have thought, they put like a leaf of lettuce on the burger. That's a rare thing,
Yeah.
To have a big old. All right, we'll go try the new shredded burgers. This is another one of those things that pops up. You say, "Oh, I had no idea there was a championship of this, or that there was a world record in this particular thing." But this is stone skimming championships.
Yes.
I called it stone skipping. I thought I called it skipping stones.
I did too. And it's skimming, World Stone Skimming Championships. And there is a cheating scandal that has rocked, no pun intended. Oh, yes, there was a pun intended.
Yes.
So
somebody broke the rules.
Well, you're supposed to use like a stone, right? It's stone skipping.
And it says the stones must come from a naturally occurring island slate and fit through a device called the ring of truth to ensure they're the right size, no bigger than 3 inches in diameter.
But then someone noticed I got to read this whole thing.
Yeah.
That I think what happened is that they've noticed that there were some of these that people were using that were unusually circular. And so
it says like they had shaped it maybe with a chisel or something. I don't know. The problem was
you can't do that.
Apparently they didn't notice at the time that they were suspiciously circular. They noticed it after this American won what is it called? Skimming?
Yeah.
Jonathan Jennings, he managed to skip his stones for a total of 177 meters. That's about 580 feet, almost 2 football fields of, and I don't know, is that the combined distance of 3 or 5 skips, or do you get one skip?
It didn't say how many skips. They go for distance, not number of skips, which it must have to skip at least once, right? I don't know all the rules. I don't even go. And here's the deal. He didn't even win millions of dollars or anything. This contest is held annually to raise money for local causes, including community projects and charities, which I love so much.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The organizers said that they will move on to a greater event next year, despite this year's cheating. Now, does it say that this guy that won was one of the cheaters?
It does not, but maybe it doesn't say if he did that or not. He said
anyway, there was some cheating going on, and they're gonna.
Oh wait,
they're gonna.
The offenders were caught, and they held their hands up and apologized, and they were disqualified. So okay, so I guess it wasn't. So it wasn't this guy.
Jonathan did right by the competition.
Yeah, he's not a cheater, Jonathan.
This is mega in my world. Mega.
All right, this is eye drops. They're saying that could replace reading glasses.
I mean, what?
Yeah, doctors have reportedly developed special eye drops for people with long-sightedness that could replace the need for reading glasses or surgery.
You wouldn't have to be constantly lubricating your eyes or even dropping the solution right before reading. It could be as simple as using them twice a day. The idea is that it's going to be more convenient than carrying reading glasses for sure, and a lot less invasive than any kind of surgery. If you care, I do care. Here's the science. The drops contain, Curt, what's that word?
Pilocarpine.
Okay. A drug that constricts the pupils and contracts the muscle that controls the shape of the eye's lens to enable focus on objects at different distances. As well as, what's that word?
Diclofenac.
A non-steroid anti-inflammatory drug that reduces inflammation. Well, here's the problem with this though, because if you put those eye drops in, I guess I should have kept reading it. But you can't. Then you have this vision. Well, you must have this vision the whole time of reading eyes, right? You know what I mean? Like I have to take my reading glasses off so I can see
and drive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do know you can't wear magnified glasses while you're driving too much. It's going to throw things off.
In 2023, researchers at Ohio State worked on special eye drops that could prevent or delay nearsightedness, so kids might not have to get corrective lenses so early. Oh, I like that. Well, but they don't know when it's going to hit the market, but it's out there. It could be coming soon, and I think that that's terrific.
Science is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Man, I love this question a lot because it gives some insight to, like, ask it on your own Facebook page and see what your friends say, and then you can surprise your friends sometime.
The question we gave you on Monday was, what's something small someone could bring you that would instantly cheer you up? And we had to rule out money. because we're like, no, everybody's like, oh, $20, you know,
20 bucks.
$100,
Way
$5.
more.
So something small, I guess, and that means like necessarily a small gesture, I suppose, could be the thing
Yeah.
as well. Great answers. Michelle put up, it looks like a picture of her pug. Is that a pug? Yeah, that's a cute doggy there. And then Jody said Dr. Pepper would do it for her.
Carrie said flowers and a hug. Lane said there was two Carries, him and Carrie above that I just mentioned. Think alike, a hug.
Amanda, handwritten love notes or notes of appreciation. And Tiger says appreciation and a puppy, always a puppy. I've got puppies if he wants them.
Chrissy said anything, just the fact that they thought of me is enough. And Corey said a favorite coffee drink, home baked goodies, flowers, coming by to see my new fur baby. Aww.
Becky is kind of specific. Fran's caramels or a coffee drink.
I would have to say dark chocolate Fran's caramels.
And that's the old Macy's
no
Bon Marché. What are those called?
Frangos.
Frangos. Okay,
Very
that's different.
Very different than Fran's caramels.
Understood. Starts with the same letters. Flannery toilet paper because just ran out. And then follows, but honestly, I'll agree with the above commentator who said it's the thought that counts. That is absolutely true. Anna Marie, a visit from them, even a call. Kids?
No, I think that if someone, whoever it is,
Oh, I see. Just a visit from that person or even a call. Okay.
Yeah. Anne said a visit with a puppy or a kitten, an iced latte, and always a hug. Heather said, even, I think she commented earlier, Heather did, but she said even better, something they made.
So that's a follow-up to our first one.
Yeah.
Sticking with the something small someone could bring you or a gesture that you would make you light up right now. Sarah says, I'm easy. Coffee, Diet Coke, flowers, and a hug.
Eric said Rice Krispie Crunch. I wonder what that is. Is that Rice Krispie Treats?
Or Rice Krispie cereal. Either way, he's not wrong.
No. Anne said a Hershey bar with almonds. I would even appreciate a mini one.
Okay. We have Jean saying, another one says the thought that counts. It doesn't matter what it is. You show up at my door, and that's the answer. And then Steve, something small to make him happy right now, an airline ticket to Australia. I mean, physically, I suppose that's small.
Yeah.
Lots of dollars.
Both Dan and Christina said coffee, always coffee. Just bring me some coffee. Lisa said a frappuccino, a visit, or a homemade treat. And Marilyn said just a smile.
Shelley wants flowers that would instantly make her happy. Andrea, a Maltipoo puppy, specific.
That is also small, but
a little. Miriam is on board with the coffee people. Andrea is on board with the wine people.
Oh God, there's a lot of puppies. Ken said a puppy. Jen said wine. Amy said a key lime pie. Oh, here's Heather's other answers. Flowers, my favorite treat, or coffee.
And that was what she followed up with, or even better, something that they made. Okay. Cheryl offers up about 6 suggestions: a hug, a smile, a dance party, a croissant, a photo of us, or flowers. And Sonia also said flowers.
And to round things out, Dawn said, I think, how do you pronounce that? Haribo?
Haribo, I think.
Gummies.
Mm-hmm.
Not the other kind of gummies, just, regular gummy bear.
There's probably several other kinds of gummies. I don't know. All that I see around here is the Haribo, or do they also make the worms? I'm sure.
I think so, yeah.
All right. We have a brand new question of the day. Thank you for participating in this one. And it's coming up here towards the end of the show.
Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were.
Our senior citizen story.
Oh man, look at my life.
And I think this has changed over time because the definition of old, with the extension of, people have longer life expectancies now. I remember when I was young and my grandma turned 55. We're like, man,
that's old.
So here's the word. This is the deal. The word that senior citizens saying that they would like to cancel this word is the word senior in front of citizens. It says it sounds old, which is kind of funny because that's sort of what it means, right? Senior.
Well, yeah, but also, like you're a senior in high school. Does that just mean you're old? No, that just means you're like
the oldest of the high school.
Oldest of the high school, but wiser, hopefully.
This says senior citizens are obviously aged, but younger boomers, like the ones in their early 60s, want to separate themselves from older boomers, kind of like how older millennials want to separate themselves from the younger ones, they say. So instead, they're calling themselves Generation Jones.
What?
They don't want to identify as boomers because they were a little more hip and rebellious. One person describes their youth as the, quote, smoke, dope, and protest era.
Generation Jones instead of what? Instead of what?
Blue hairs.
Okay.
No.
Historically,
I think you had to be much more than 55 to be a blue hair.
Curt, historically, people start being called seniors at 55 and
Sorry,
definitely
senior.
by 65. So you're a senior.
And you are too.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I guess I am a senior.
One year away from a senior.
How many years?
1 year from a senior status.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, here's the what somebody wrapped it up by saying, this is somebody joked, I have to say that phasing out the word senior would happen because it makes you feel old, and it's also kind of the most boomer thing ever. And then one person says older adults is preferred.
Older adults?
By the way, your daughter calls me a boomer and you a boomer, and we're not.
I know. She just says that because we do and say not smart things sometimes.
Okay.
We're fun, Curt Cruz. We're fun people.
I agree. What you got here, Jen?
So the top office distractions by generation, because everyone gets sidetracked at work by different things, right? Working from home can be, they say working from home can be less distracting, but I don't agree with that. If coworkers derail you, they say coworkers derail you the most. So here it is. According to a new survey, 55% of people say they feel more productive in the office than at home. So there's that. The top distractors for Gen Z are social media, personal notifications, and major news events, like, say, Taylor Swift getting engaged.
Okay.
Millennials are pretty much in that same boat. Here we go. Top distractors for boomers are colleagues chatting, political news, and major news events.
Yeah. So, all right. That was well, two of the three there had to do with news events, right?
Yeah. Gen X are similar, except all of the generations, they're the
Of all the generations, the Gen X's are the least distracted by political news.
Oh.
Instead, they're most sidetracked by personal notifications and fatigue, which makes sense since they're likely dealing with kids' schedules.
Gen X? We're Gen X, right?
Yep. Even if I'm a senior. Generally, younger workers admit to having more distractions than older folks. Do you have, I don't know, and this is a little bit off subject, but I just want to check to see. Is this just the dude thing, just the guy thing that if we're driving and we really have to focus on something, like, you say, hey, pay attention, we're getting off in 2 exits. Do you turn the music down on the radio to help you think?
Yes. And Macy will call me out. She's like, why are you turning it down? I'm like, because I need to think. I need to see better.
I don't know how that became associated, but yeah, I find myself doing that. Like, why? Actually, does that lead to our, yes, that actually inadvertently leads to our question of the day.
Well, but we'll get to that. We have a few more stories.
Yes, we do. Do you want some music here?
I do. Now, this is random to me, but I wanted to throw it in there. This leftovers, I'm air quoting, leftovers hack can help you choose the best meal option on your next flight. Go ahead. Writer from the travel site 1 Mile at a Time did a big feature on the best types of food to order on an airplane. This assumes they actually serve a meal, not just snacks. So most of his advice isn't too helpful unless you fly internationally or first class. There's one tip that's interesting. He says, this is a general rule when looking at meal options in coach. Think of them like your leftovers.
Ah,
Everything is cooked on planes. It's all prepped by catering hours before you board. So imagine bringing each option home from a restaurant. Which one would reheat better in the microwave?
that's a good point. I never actually even considered that. There's
Right?
nothing on the menu that would taste good. Nuked, it says a cold option might be your best bet.
So there you go. I mean, that is kind of smart, actually.
I never thought about that, but I
When's
try
the
to stay
last
away
time
from
you
airplane
actually
food.
had a meal on a plane, though?
What's that?
When's the last time you actually had a meal on a plane?
We don't usually get the meals. We usually get order ahead, like the veggie tray. Or,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Okay.
I like this. I like that story though. That was good.
I thought this was kind of funny. Modern stressors that didn't exist back in the day. Curt, what are they?
They're going back about 20 to 30 years when they say back in the day for this. Boomers and Gen Xers are talking about modern stressors. So I guess if you're Gen Z or millennial, this doesn't apply to you. Cyber criminals, modern stress that didn't exist back in the day, leading to all of social media. It says it's not just all the chaos that's being shoved in front of your face. It's also having to carefully curate the stuff that you share. And that's true. I mean, it's particularly lately, and when I say lately, I mean within the last, year or so, I feel like I'm being bombarded by all kinds of different news that is, it's like, do I want to put the effort in to find out if this is legit or not? You just
You
assume
have
that it
to.
is.
You
I
have
know.
to do the research to see if what you're reading is actually legit. If you think something's like weird at all, you need to research to see if it's fake news, because it probably is.
Yeah, and so many people are just pulled in by a headline. Like, I saw this. The headline says that more and more chickens are having sex with cows. So you're like, what? I don't think that's true, by the way. I think it's the same amount as ever. People did not have a camera in their pocket all the time back in the day, whether the news you're hearing or reading is factual or not. That's one of them. And deep fakes. This all has to do pretty much with the internet, it looks like.
Well, not shaving, but shaving everything.
Well, I meant so far. Shaving everything wasn't a thing back in the day.
Botox and lip filler.
Mm-hmm. Texting, yeah. And that causes some anxiety for some people. Clearing your inbox and all of your emails, Jen. How many is that right now?
I'm not even going to say.
Mine's in the thousands.
Mine is too.
And people using the word literally all the time. When they say, I literally
is not true.
That's right. I literally ran all the way to work. Literally.
I use that word way too much.
And this person says that you're stressing them out by doing that. So just keep that in mind.
Literally, I will not do that anymore.
Well,
probably literally lying.
I don't mind that as much as the people that use they say supposedly or something like that. That kind of makes me crazy. That's just grammar police there, I guess. Elton John, legend.
Knight, isn't he?
I'm sorry?
Isn't he a knight?
I think he has been knighted. He is Sir Elton.
Okay, here's the thing. He had a double knee replacement last year, and he had a special request for a surgeon. Keep the kneecaps because he wanted to turn them into jewelry, and that's what he did. His jewelry designer said, quote, "We baked them. We had to bake them to dry them out. Then they get raw like pumice stone. They're very porous, so we had to paint them with acetate. What'd you say?
Acetate, yeah.
Then just polish them up. Elton's right kneecap was turned into a gold-plated necklace that looks like an old artifact from Egypt. It has an engraved phrase in Latin on the back that translates to, quote, "I will no longer bow to any man." Okay.
Okay.
His left kneecap was smaller, so that got turned into a gold brooch. There you go. Ideas for your body parts.
I've never seen a kneecap. Is that an attractive thing to start with?
I mean, I'm trying to feel my kneecap. It's my kneecap feels large, and I wouldn't want to wear that as a necklace.
Well, maybe by the time that you're his age, and the reason he had to get a knee transplant was because it had worn down to a nice little size, just perfect to put on the end of a chain or something.
It was a knee replacement. This is all
5 minutes. Okay.
Seen the movie.
Yeah, and I suppose that's not a terrible surprise that you've never seen. Well, let's get to the story first. Mel Brooks written some great comedies. I think he's got 3 in the top 10 comedies of all time, they say. So somebody asked Mel Brooks, what's the most iconic line you've ever written? A favorite line that you have from a movie? And as soon as you said that, I started thinking, because there's so many as far as I'm concerned. I would have to go with
Yeah, what did you say to me when I asked you about this? Because I knew you liked Mel Brooks.
I don't remember what I said, but this is the one I thought it would be.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
What did he whip out?
You'll have to watch the movie.
What movie was that from?
Blazing Saddles.
Oh, no.
And the actual quote that he did say Mel was his favorite line that he ever wrote was from Blazing Saddles. At the very end of the movie, when you've got Sheriff Bart and the Waco. No, is he the Waco kid? Anyway, that's Gene Wilder. They're getting ready to leave, and this is what they say. All right.
Where are you headed, cowboy?
Nowhere special.
Nowhere special. I always wanted to go there.
That's his favorite line. That's Mel Brooks's favorite line. It's a nice line, not particularly funny.
I'm underwhelmed.
Yeah, that's there's so many from Young Frankenstein and The Producers and Blazing Saddles, of course, that.
And they're saying in the movie, you think that it's going to be one of those classic Western horse rides into the sunset, but they get off their horses and into the car. Sorry if that's a spoiler alert.
They get into a limo, yeah.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
And then he pulls a scroll out to read from.
Oh, not something else. Not body
What
parts.
were you thinking?
I was thinking body parts, like kneecaps or something.
Get out of the gutter, you. Jeez.
It's time
You're
to
the only
end this
person
nonsense.
probably that even thought that.
Your podcast question of the day from Curt and Jen that will be posted on Facebook on the Curt and Jen in the Morning Facebook page and on our personal pages.
That's true. And I wanted to say what I said before about, hey, you turn down the music when you're trying to concentrate in the car, and you said yes. That, I think, is a perfect example of what we're looking for here, right?
Okay, yes.
Basically, Jen, go ahead.
No, you.
Is there something that you do that you think only you do? And maybe you have found out later, oh, I'm not so unique in that.
Special.
Yeah. So basically, is this thing something that you think only you do? How do we phrase that differently? Is there something you do that you think only you do? Is that right?
I mean, is there something you think only you do? And I will tell you, I asked Pat this before he went to work today, and he's like, I can't think of anything. I'm like, I absolutely can. And I think
yeah,
you're the only one that does this. On his car, he has one of those emergency brakes where you push the button in and pull, and then you push it down.
You mean like the old type of everybody? Well, I guess the old emergency brake was the pedal on the floor, but yeah.
It's kind of the one that's in the middle, like in the middle between the two seats, right? You push the button, push it down. Whenever he pushes the brake down to release it, he pushes it down and then bops it. He gives it a bop. I'm like, do you know that you do this? And he's like, no, I don't.
A bop, by the way, is just a little pop on the end of it, right?
Yeah, just to make sure it's down. I don't know why, just to make sure it's down all the way.
That's different than booping a dog's nose. That's different.
Doesn't fail, never fails. Yeah.
Bop. All right, 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you for joining us. We'll see you on Friday for a new
Friday
episode. In the meantime, make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and
excuse me while I whip this out. Laugh. Please.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you again.